myself. Each Sunday, I will have 24 hours for writing, shooting, editing, sound designing, composing the music, and do any necessary VFX for a short film of at least 60 seconds. Everything will have to be uploaded by midnight, or else the challenge will be failed. To add to the challenge and ensure this is fair, I'll have to extract 3 slips of paper out of a set. The movie will have to adhere to the instructions on the slips. Welcome to Obliquevoid. This is episode 1. Solitude is a binding force that dismantles motivation and forces to question every aspect of the approach. Solitude is also a freeing force, allowing the mind to wander beyond the acceptable. Every aspect of the approach was thoroughly, obsessively thought over and over. The enjoyment of the craft left its place for the weight of the brutality of the challenge. The result was somewhat close to what was envisioned, yet it lacked the fundamental characteristics of quality that one has to tend to if they wish to escape the gravitational pull of the void. This week's extractions were an office worker, a druggie, musical, once again, I was stunned. So far, the vortex of slips has proved formidable in combining the most uncommon attributes together. In the stupor of the night, lyrics fell together in a rhyming fashion. The metric came on its own and only needed small tweaks. Storyboards gave the general structure, and at sunrise, I was there to catch the first light of the day in the outside shots. It was great. Then, the reality of having stretched myself out too thin came crashing down on me. Back in the studio, nothing was working. I didn't have the tools or time necessary to pull off the precise movement of the objects just the way I had envisioned. In particular, the super close-ups of the syringe proved to be the most challenging. I built up several rigs, but there was no way to operate them without inducing any shaking or vibrations in the objects. But the clock was ticking. I had to move on. The more I rushed, the less I was catching up. The music came as it was, and it had to do. Time was running out. With 4 hours to go, the edit started. Too fast to come up with great creative solutions. Just enough to get by. With 2 hours to go, the necessary to fully render and upload something. The obstacles kept piling up. The rendering got stuck on the VFX portions of the piece. With 30 minutes to midnight, I had to take the radical decision to quit the render and send one with a lower resolution. It completed 1 minute to midnight. I rushed it to the upload page that had been sitting there untouched for the past hour. There was a problem. It was a security measure. Something on my end got flagged as a malicious actor trying to access my account by the system. I needed to recover the account, but in a rush, I entered the wrong recovery information and got locked out for hours. The challenge was failed. I don't know what the finished short film looks like from an outsider perspective. I imagine a variety of reactions could ensue. From the inside, it was a nightmare. Nothing worked. Everything was rushed. I had no energy. This is the reason for the challenge though. I learned a lot about the craft, the process, and myself. He pushed me to the limit, and he set the limits and great things occur. Maybe not today, but someday. Thank you for watching episode 1 of Obliquevoid. If you wish to support this endeavor, check out the Patreon in the description. There you can suggest new slips to be added to the set, vote back burned slips, get access to the weekly episode before the general public, access assets and music for free, and be included in the credits of each episode. I've been an undefined ephemeral entity. You've been you.